That's a very unusual way to get 171 darts fans. Hey, it's Timo Newman, the transporter here. Welcome to Undarted Waters, and we're on level 5 of the Matthew Edgar Darts Master Series. Now that crazy 171 was just for fun, but it's to do with today's challenge about the big power numbers 20, 19, 18, all the way down actually to 15, 17, 16, 15. And those are the numbers traditionally used in a darts game called cricket. And there's different versions of cricket, and this is actually a solo version that Matthew teaches us. And this is all about consistency of hitting the big segments, because that's what you'll need for scoring in 501, and also actually if you want to play cricket really well as well. So here's today's challenge, and we're going to be combining all of the things we've learned so far and the other challenges about line and length. We have 7 visits to the board. That's 21 darts in total. And our challenge from Matthew is we have to get 3 points in each of the 6 segments. 3 points in 20, 3 in 19, all the way down to 3 in 15. And you say, well, what's a point? If your dart goes into the single of the segment, you get 1 point. If it goes into the double, you get 2 points. And if it goes into the treble, you get 3 points. So you can see there's kind of some strategy here about how you want to try and get through this level. One strategy is to say, right, I'm just going to go for 3 singles in each segment. I'm going to aim in the big number where it's kind of safer, because I've got a bigger area to aim for. And if I can be really accurate with my segments, I can get through the challenge. I'll go for 3 darts in 20, 3 in the 19, big number, 3 in the 18, and so on. That's quite hard to do. I mean, it is definitely an approach, okay? But you've got to be really accurate with your segments. Another approach, which is the one that probably you'll end up using, and I think it's kind of the point of the challenge, is to aim for the trebles. Because if you get 1 dart in the treble, you've done with that segment, because you get 3 points, you can move on, okay? So if you hit a treble 20 with your first dart, you don't have to go to 20s anymore. You've done with 20, you're on to the 19s. And what I've got here is a scoring sheet. I hope you can see this. I've just got 20, 19, 18, 17, 16 and 15, the 6 segments. And it's probably hard to see, but I've just put 7 dots up here as well. And each time I have a visit, I'll mark down on my scoring sheet what I've scored so far, and I'll knock one of these dots off so I can keep track of how many visits I've had. Right, let's have a go and see how we get on. So this is an edit, everyone, because I've messed up twice now, because I do want to give you a decent demo of this. So here we go again. So I'm going for the 20s. Right, okay, so I happened to hit a treble on the 3rd dart, but that's not important because I already had 2 points, so that just gives me my 3 points. And the way we mark in cricket is that you have a dash for 1 point, the second point you make a cross, and when you've got all 3, you just put a circle round. So we've had 1 visit, and we've got the 20 segment, and now we're down to the 19s. So I'll probably go for the treble on my first dart to see if I can knock it off early. But now I just need to go for singles. So those are 3 nice safe singles there on the 19. So that's 1, 2, and then 3. We're off to a good start here. We've had 2 visits and we've got 2 segments. I've messed up twice, that's why I did the edit, because I got really far behind by being sloppy, and if you're not accurate and you get behind, it's really hard to catch up, because then you have to get trebles, and with that pressure it's hard to get trebles. Anyway, let's just play a bit more. We're up to the 18s now, and again I think with the first dart it's a good strategy to go for the treble, but then if you don't get the treble with the first 2 darts, then the 3rd dart you should just go for a safe single. So there's our 18, and that's I'll just keep going just for the fun of it, see if we can knock off the last 3 segments, but you get the idea of the game here. So I got sloppy again there. You see my concentration wavered, I had a very poor visit. I just got 1 point on the 17s. I'm going to have to do a lot better because I'm already feeling the heat now. I've got 3 visits left and I still have 3 segments to complete. So let's really concentrate now on the 17s. And then go to the 16s. And I went for a treble on the 16. I was very aggressive, but I just missed. So I've got 2 visits left and I've got 2 segments to go. So I'm either going to have to be really accurate on the singles or get trebles. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go for the trebles. I'm going to be aggressive. Well, that was the worst of all worlds there. I didn't get the treble and I only got 2 singles. So in order to complete this game, I'm going to have to get a single 16 and then I'm going to have to get like a double 15 or a treble 15. So let's see what happens. I need my 16 first. And now I have to go for the... Oh, well, I got a bit lucky there, to be honest. So I got my 16 and then... So I had 1 dart left in hand to pass the game. So, phew, it's kind of high pressure, this game. We're not quite in the zone of insane challenges yet, but this is quite a tricky challenge and it might take some time for you to get this one, depending on your level, of course. What's tricky about this game is you either have to decide, are you going to go for safe singles, or are you going to be aggressive and go for trebles? Because if you go for safe singles and you miss the segment, like you see me do a few times there, you're going to have to go for trebles and the heat suddenly gets quite intense. The other challenging thing about this game is that you are changing between different levels of the board within 1 throw often. Okay, so say you got a treble 20, then you're coming down to the 19s. You need to just take a moment to recalibrate when you're changing around the board. You see players, even the professionals sometimes, they might need a double 20 having just gotten something down low here, and they rush and they always hit low if they rush, because their arm is not quite up for that double 20, okay? So when you're chopping and changing around the board, just take an extra moment to get your body into position, because there is a slightly different throw that you do for the high up on the board compared to low down. That can be the subject of another video, the whole topic of your stance, your action, your grip. I mean, there's so much that we can say about that. I'm happy to make videos on that if there's interest. Anyway, I hope that challenge is clear to everyone there. That was quite a tricky one there. My 3rd attempt actually, because I just tried twice and did really badly and threw those away. So you're seeing the 3rd attempt here on this video, but quite a tricky one. If you get through level 5 though, well done. That's really, really good. And then we're going to enter into the, I would say, much harder challenges, which will take weeks, I think, of effort to do, unless you're a really, really good player, in which case, congratulations. So a big shout out to Matthew Edgar. Links below as per usual to his materials, and also some really good news. I've been in contact with Matthew about this series and he has offered to do a very brief video interview to talk about the challenges. So we're hoping to set that up soon, and once we have that I'll be able to post it and you'll hear from Matthew Edgar himself, maybe a little bit of a retrospective 5 years later about his amazing Darts Master series. So until then folks, I hope you're doing well. Here's 3 darts on you, my friends. All the best.